All right, Coach Dana Cavalea coming at you with the Becoming a Champion show, where we are all about inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to move you along your high performance journey. And today, we're going to talk about a common theme that's been coming up over the past few weeks. And the theme is this: the theme is burnout. Coach, it's February 16th, 2021. We're 6 weeks into the new year. What do you mean we're going to talk about burnout? Well, February is actually what I call National Burnout Month. And it's a big month for burnout because most people get so excited about trying to win in the month of January that February comes. They gave January so much effort, what I call unrealistic effort. And as a result, they're fried come February. And to tell you the truth, I'm a little bit guilty of that myself. Got so excited about the start of the year that there was no way to maintain the production of January come February, March, April, May, and June. Now, for me, I realize it, but I want you to realize it too, that intensity, high levels of intensity cannot be maintained over 4 quarters, over a 12-month calendar year. It just can't be. So you have to sort of find and gauge where the right intensity, the right pace, the right capacity of work, where that is for you. And you may not know right now, and a lot of people don't know, but you got to start finding out, hey, when I work X amount of hours a day, this is when I'm at my best. When I do X, that's when I'm at my best. This is the schedule that works best for me. So I'm going to give you a little bit of share here. I don't take on any clientele or any meetings before 11 a.m. Coach, that's late. 11 a.m. You're starting your day at 11 a.m. Well, I realize that my output is huge because when I coach, I'm constantly giving and giving and giving and giving. So I take that morning and I work out. I take my first meal. I'm slow to build into my day, but I take those first 4 hours of my day. For me, that's where I plan. That's where I prep. That's where I organize. That's where I work out and train. That's where I get myself mentally and physically prepared for the day. And then I go on a 4 to 5 hour run in 90-minute blocks. And that's my day. And then I pull out and I rest and recover. Now, there's some days where I'll take something early or something late because either I have to or I want to, but that's not the norm. So when we look at your schedule, one thing I always say is show me your schedule, I'll show you your life. Show me your schedule, I'll show you who you are. Show me your schedule and I'll show you your results. When you take a look at your schedule for the most part, day to day should be very consistent. And in that consistency will come the results that you desire over time. But you should not be making constant scheduling adjustments and constantly reworking the format of your schedule, because that's a sign that you do not have a champion's plan or a champion's day set up and built out yet. So we got to get you consistent. We have to build you a schedule that works for you. And then every day you get up, work your schedule. And by working your schedule that you build, that has the 3 to 5 activities that suit you well, all you have to do is go and attack that on a day-to-day basis. And by you attacking that day to day, there's a yield. And the yield is the results that you desire. But again, many folks, they have these turbulent reactive-based schedules. And if you have a turbulent reactive-based schedule, there's no way that you could get champion outcomes. It's impossible because you're going to be so exhausted from reacting. And in that high levels of reactivity, that's where burnout is born. Burnout is born because we're constantly adapting. We're constantly adjusting. For the entrepreneurs out there, you're constantly weighing things. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this or should I do that? Will this work? Will that work? Or you're constantly focused on the unknown and trying to create so much stability now that you try to make the unknown, which is the future, so planned out that it wears you out now. And some people are so planned in the future that they forget to live today. And by doing that and being so future focused and building these gigantic goals of the future, and if that's all you're focusing on, eventually it's going to wear you out because you're so future focused. And I always say vitality is earned in the present, not in the future. And you can't forget that. You must stay fully present in the present. And you do that by being aware of the future, meaning cast your vision. This is what I'm going to do this year. This is my goal for the near future, and get out of there. Write it down, put it on paper if you want, but ultimately set your vision, cast your vision, and then go to work today. Your daily plan, your daily execution of schedule is the only thing that'll get you to where you want to go. You get a good time slot put aside for your daily workout and your daily physical training. You put a solid plan to that daily training. And if you do that day in and day out, over 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you're going to have a totally different body, which means you're going to feel totally different about yourself. Same is true for your meals. When do you eat? What do you eat? Put it down. Put that into your schedule. In terms of work, what is the work that is what I call high yield work, or your MVAs, most valuable activities? MIAs are your most important activities, and your IPAs, which are your income producing activities. They're all the same thing. Your most valuable activities, your most important activities, and your income producing activities. Look at them as the same. These are activities that when you do them, they will give you the most yield. And we could all look at our day and we could say to ourselves, hey, when I do this, this is actually what moves the needle for my business. And oftentimes we're doing so much other crap that we forget what moves the needle for our business. We're so crap focused that we're not focused on the things that move our business and move us forward. And therefore, we always feel lack. We always feel like we're chasing. We always feel like we're behind. And when we feel like we're lacking, we're chasing, and we're behind, what are we getting further from? We're getting further from those goals that we've casted out in the future. And then we start feeling like we're falling behind. Pressure builds, passion drops. And what happens? You're in a state of constant angst and constant freak out and constant reactivity, and you're losing focus. And sometimes you feel like you're spinning, and ultimately you're feeling like your energy is being depleted, and you are entering into a state of burnout, a chronic state of burnout. That's how it happens. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm burnt out. Burnout is the result of a chaotic day-to-day schedule that's not focused on your MIAs, MVAs, your IPAs, which should definitely include your daily health, fitness, and wellness, and only activities that are high yield activities. And when you're doing those things, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get an energy return. And in you getting that energy return, you're going to feel good. Passion's going to run high. Pressure's going to run low. And you're going to be exactly where you want to be. So realize that burnout is simply you losing control of your schedule and you losing control of your focus. Now, it's somewhat ironic because most people that are experiencing burnout are your type A, highly detailed, highly analytical, high expectation, goal-oriented overachievers. So you would think that they would be the most planned out, the most organized, and the most detailed in where they spend their time and how they utilize their time. And that's partially correct. But most of them are so focused on the future that they lose focus on the day-to-day. And when you lose focus on the day-to-day, you cost yourself vitality, which in turn costs you your future. So burnout, again, I coach people all the time. We coach them through burnout and we move them to a place of passion, reduced pressure, and higher outcomes in terms of where they spend their time, which in turn gives them more time back. So we get you on the right plan. We give you the right schedule that works for you. And in turn, you start to feel reduced pressure and you feel really good about where it is that you're going. So again, burnout's real. It's a plague. It plagues a lot of high performers and a lot of high expectation, type A, high analytics, highly detailed, goal-focused, future-oriented people. But there's a way to solve that problem, and get you back on track and get you moving again and get you very excited. But the first part is making you aware of it, what it is, why it happens. And that was my goal for today. And sometimes we got to pull ourselves back in order to move forward. I always say sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. That's in my book, Habits of a Champion. And I did a great interview on YouTube the other day with a Grammy-winning music artist, Zach Williams. And he said he had to quit. He was so burnt out and so moving in the wrong direction that, he had to quit what he was doing in music, take a 2-year sabbatical, and then he went back and pursued his dream again. But he did it in a new way, feeling great about himself, feeling great about his family. He positioned everything. He repositioned everything in its true state of priority. And bam, he went after it and everything changed for him. And everything could change for you too. So just because you've been doing something a certain way doesn't mean you always have to be doing it. What got you here may not get you there, and it probably won't. But if you're burnt out, fatigued, and not feeling prime, we got to get you coached up and we got to get you feeling good. And that is the whole idea. If you don't feel good and energized and passionate day to day, there's something wrong with the plan, and you got to call an audible, and you have to have the confidence, the guts to do that. That's what champions do. That's what you do. That's my lesson for you this week, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, share it. Help me, help us build our team and community of champions. If you know somebody that's burnt out, send them a personalized email. Hey, I'm thinking about you. Send them the link, and let's get them thinking about how to overcome their state of burnout. And if it's you, I hope to hear from you. This is Coach Dana Cavalea with this week's message. Go after it and never forget, you're a champion. See ya.